Hey guys, JV here bringing you my top 10 games of 2016 so far. We have a small break before things get crazy with game releases, so I figured it was the perfect time to share what I've enjoyed over the past year. Let's get started. When it's all said and done, No Man's Sky might go down as the most overhyped game of all time. No, seriously. It was the second biggest PS4 launch of all time, and that's saying something. No Man's Sky was quick out of the gate, but the controversy turtle ended up winning the race. Many people refer to the game as No Man's Lie now because memes rule the internet these days. It was a combination of bad PR choices and ridiculous expectations, but I won't lie when I say I enjoyed the first 10 hours of the game. The sheer amount of planets to explore is literally mind-blowing. The first time you have to mine, gather materials, and build that spaceship is incredible. It was only after I realized that I would be repeating the same small actions for hundreds of hours that I decided to move on. Oh, and the fact that my waypoints got stuck and I didn't know which way was the center of the galaxy. That's also why I stopped playing. I had to include Dark Souls 3 because how could I not, right? The truth is, I got about halfway through the game and just stopped. No particular reason, but I had one of my buddies come over and play through almost the entire rest of the game. It was one of those rare single-player only game experiences where you're glad you're not the one playing. Like, no, you got it, dude. I'm fine. I'm here watching. Now, I did play through Bloodborne all the way by myself, but the transition to Dark Souls was tough for me. If I didn't enjoy playing the game myself, then I really enjoyed watching someone else play. Dying over and over at the same exact point is a better secondhand experience. The cryptic narrative, giant bosses, and unforgiving combat make this Souls game yet another one to remember. I'll definitely be playing Bloodborne 2 once that comes out. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is a ridiculously fun game. A don't knock it till you try it kind of experience that takes a real man to pick it out of the used section of GameStop and actually bring it to the counter. All jokes aside, this game is not just for your 8-year-old cousin. It's a very well-crafted, class-based third-person shooter that offers rewarding gameplay and an all-too-addicting pack-opening system. It's like FIFA meets Call of Duty meets Overwatch meets basically every game, since all of them have packs now. I would have Garden Warfare 2 higher on this list, but this spring was a great time for games, and I got distracted by so many others. I'm sure I would have sunk another 20 or so hours into this game otherwise. Tom Clancy's The Division could also fall under the overhyped category. It's a game whose PC player base dropped 81% less than 2 months after launch. For a game with Destiny-like aspirations, that's a huge loss. For me, The Division was a great experience up until I hit max level 30. Most of the time, I grouped up with friends. We tackled a dark zone, grabbed some sweet loot, and played every single mission on hard. It was brutal, but rewarding fun. The problem was, once I was at max level, that's where all the fun stopped. There wasn't much of anything to do at launch once you hit level 30, unless you love the dark zone. I get it, going into a PvP zone where literally nobody is your friend is a compelling idea. Making unsteady alliances with random people only to stab them in the back when the time is right is a great feeling. It just got old for me. I tend to enjoy PvE content far more than PvP, so I stopped playing The Division shortly after launch. I love a good Hitman game. What Square Enix tried this time around was way different. $60 for an experience with a few missions at launch, and then a new mission every single month for the rest of the year. So far, it's really worked. I'll be honest, I haven't touched the game since the second mission after launch, but the time I did play brought out a new side of me that I didn't know I had. Each mission comes with a set of challenges that you can actually track. I was throwing people off of roofs, assassinating sheiks, and walking on the runway at a fashion show. I attempted every possible assassination method that I could. Most of all, the new Hitman game brought back those nostalgic moments of blood money. The huge, expansive levels, multiple ways to kill your target, tons of different weapons to choose from. All of it is there with this game, and then some. Heck, if you grab it right now, you'll have like 8 giant levels to play that will take 10 hours each to get through. There's a ton of bang for your buck. So the BIOSHOCK collection isn't actually a new game. It's 3 of the best games of all time wrapped into one. I was fortunate enough to visit 2K Games to play several hours of each game before launch, and I've already racked in 5 to 10 hours since it came out a few days ago. It's already reminded me why I love these games so much in the first place. This is probably so high on my list because I'm playing it on my new beefy PC and the experience is incredible. You haven't lived until you've listened to Andrew Ryan bitch about democracy in 1080p and 100 plus FPS. Unfortunately, there are a few technical bugs that still haven't been fixed. The original game came out almost 10 years ago now, so it's crazy that these things haven't been ironed out. Hopefully, 2K will patch it soon so I can enjoy Rapture the way that Andrew Ryan intended. Ratchet & Clank originally came out 14 years ago. It was my childhood. I played through the first game, Going Commando, and of course, Up Your Arsenal. I loved these games so much that I wrote walkthrough guides for some of the levels. Even though I wrote them, I wouldn't trust a walkthrough written by a 10-year-old. Ratchet & Clank on PS4 is a real blast from the past for me. This isn't just a re-release, it's a true remaster with altered planets along with entirely new ones. The story is told from the perspective of Captain Quark, which provides a new path in the storyline. Weapon upgrades were overhauled in favor of a raritanium system that allows you to customize all parts of each weapon. The classic platforming, third-person combat, and wacky humor of the original game is all still here. The gorgeously updated graphics really did the game justice and made a lot of Ratchet & Clank fans, including myself, very happy. I just really want Insomniac to remaster Going Commando and Up Your Arsenal. Please? Yes, you read that right. Battleborn is in my top 3 games of the year so far. This game had some really frustrating issues that prevented it from being financially successful. First was the marketing. 2K didn't do a great job of marketing the game. They couldn't distinguish it from Borderlands and failed to really capture what the game was. Understandably, a lot of people skipped it ahead of Overwatch. Second was the release time. Whoever decided it was a good idea to compete directly with Overwatch is a madman. It didn't work, and it was never going to work. If the game, let's say, released a month or so ago, we might be looking at a completely different picture. The third issue was the good old internet hate train bandwagon, and it was in full force this time around. If millions of people claim that a game is terrible when they haven't even played it, then you've got a problem. The fact is, Battleborn deserves very little of the hate it receives, and it's had an unfortunate run since launch. All of that being said, I personally sunk over 100 hours into the game. It's a unique spin on the MOBA formula, and an experience that you won't find in any other game on consoles. It's not without its faults, but I genuinely wish the game was treated more fairly. Yes, I know Fallout 4 DLC isn't a game on its own. Look, the game came out late last year and everyone knows I've been playing it all year long. While people love to point out the 3 workshop packs, overall Fallout 4's DLC was a great experience for me. Far Harbor was a unique and memorable vacation from the Commonwealth that I consider to be on par with Fallout 3's DLC. Nuka World was just a bit behind Far Harbor, but nevertheless, I have definitely enjoyed my time with it. These 2 massive story DLCs have combined for many hours of fun, and I can't ignore that. Unfortunately, there is nothing more to look forward to. Good night, sweet prince. Of course it's Overwatch. It's really no contest for me. Overwatch is by far the best game of this year so far, and I doubt something is going to top it. I haven't been this hooked on competitive multiplayer since Modern Warfare 2, which I came home to play after high school literally every single day. Overwatch is yet another example of why Blizzard is one of the most successful developers and publishers out there. It's fun, it's polished, it's even appealing to gamers of all ages. It has the perfect balance of depth and simplicity. It's easy to pick up and play, but difficult to master. Competitive mode is some of the most fun I've had with a video game in years. Overall, I expect Overwatch to keep my interest for years. As long as new heroes and maps are rolling out at an acceptable pace, I expect this game to thrive for many years to come. In the comment section below, tell me what is your top 10 games of this year so far. Now don't sneak in any games that are coming out. I'm talking about games that have already come out this year. Share what your top 10 are in the comment section below. If you learned something new or enjoy this video, remember to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more video game news, countdowns, and commentary every single day. Talk to you next time.